$100,000. For decades, that number sounded like the finish line. A good home, a reliable car, vacations, savings, and enough breathing room to stop worrying about every unexpected bill. But in 2026, a six-figure salary can still leave someone checking their bank balance before saying yes to dinner, delaying a medical appointment, or wondering how one car repair could destroy the entire month. So where does the money go? The answer is not simply inflation. The real problem is a chain reaction involving taxes, housing, transportation, lifestyle pressure, and one dangerous habit that quietly turns every raise into another permanent bill. Imagine a man named Michael. Michael earns exactly $100,000 a year, and when he first accepted the job, the number felt life-changing. On paper, it looked like more than $8,000 every month. But the money that reaches his account looks very different. Federal taxes take a share. Payroll taxes take another share. Health insurance comes out. Retirement contributions come out. Depending on where he lives, state and local taxes may take more. By the time the money reaches his checking account, the impressive salary has already been reduced to something much closer to an ordinary monthly budget. This is the first illusion of a six-figure income. Your salary is not your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is funded only by what survives after everyone else gets paid. The government gets paid, insurance gets paid, retirement gets paid. Then Michael receives what remains, and taxes are only the first leak. The second problem is that the meaning of $100,000 stayed frozen in people's minds, while the cost of the life attached to it kept moving. When inflation slows, prices do not travel backward. Your grocery bill does not rewind. Your insurance company does not send an apology. Your landlord does not remember what rent cost 5 years ago. Prices may rise more slowly, but they are still rising from a much higher base. That is why the salary sounds rich, while the purchasing power feels ordinary. Michael may earn twice what he earned years ago, yet the apartment, food, fuel, insurance, and services around him have also become more expensive. But even inflation is not the biggest reason he feels trapped. The largest pressure usually comes from two categories: where he lives and how he moves. Rent or a mortgage can consume thousands of dollars. Then comes the car payment, insurance, fuel, parking, maintenance, registration, and repairs. If Michael lives in a high-cost city, housing alone can take a huge part of his take-home income before he buys food or saves a single dollar. If he lives farther away to reduce rent, transportation becomes more expensive and his commute steals time from his life. Either way, the cost finds him. Now add utilities, groceries, phone service, internet, student loans, medical expenses, subscriptions, and basic household needs. Suddenly, the monthly income that looked so powerful on the offer letter is disappearing before Michael has made a single luxury purchase. But this is where the real trap begins. Because Michael is not only paying for what he needs, he is also paying for the life he believes a $100,000 earner is supposed to have. When Michael earned $55,000, he drove an older car, cooked at home, questioned every subscription, and thought carefully before spending. When his income increased, something changed, but not just in his bank account. His identity changed. He told himself, "I work hard, I deserve better." So he upgraded the apartment. Then he financed a newer car. Then he replaced the phone. Then dinners became more frequent. Then the vacations became more expensive. None of these decisions destroyed him on its own. The danger was that most of them became recurring obligations. A nicer car is not one expensive day. It can be 60 expensive months. A larger apartment is not one celebration. It is a higher payment every month. Premium services are not small treats when 10 of them quietly renew. A lifestyle upgrade is not a reward you buy once. It becomes a machine that sends you bills. This is the mistake many high earners never notice. They convert temporary income growth into permanent monthly obligations. A raise may be temporary. A job may disappear. A bonus may not return. But the car payment, rent, insurance, and subscriptions keep arriving. Michael's income rose, yet his flexibility fell. More of next month's money was already promised before next month even began. That is why a high salary with high fixed costs is not wealth. It is an expensive treadmill. Michael is running faster, but the distance between him and financial freedom barely changes. Then comes the comparison trap. Michael no longer compares himself with the person he was 5 years ago. He compares himself with co-workers who earn more, neighbors with larger homes, and strangers online whose entire business model depends on making ordinary life look inadequate. At $50,000, a $100,000 salary looked rich. At $100,000, Michael notices people earning $200,000. At $200,000, people notice investors, business owners, and families with generational wealth. The comparison group rises every time income rises. Social media removes the natural ceiling because Michael is no longer comparing himself with 10 people in his neighborhood. He is comparing himself with the most visible moments from millions of people. He sees the new car, but not the loan. He sees the vacation, but not the credit card balance. He sees the renovated kitchen, but not the stress behind the mortgage. After 10 minutes online, his stable job, retirement account, and safe home no longer feel like progress. All he sees is the car he does not own, the trip he did not take, and the house he cannot yet afford. The problem is no longer his income. It is the scoreboard. This is why income and wealth must never be confused. Income is money passing through your life. Wealth is money that stays, grows, and eventually works without you. Someone earning $100,000 and saving nothing may be more fragile than someone earning $70,000 who owns assets, avoids unnecessary debt, and keeps fixed costs low. The real question is not, how much do you earn? The real question is, how much of your income remains yours after your lifestyle is paid for? That gap determines everything. No gap means no freedom. A small gap means every emergency feels dangerous. A growing gap creates options. And options, not salary, are what make people feel wealthy. So how can Michael make $100,000 feel powerful again? First, he must build his life around take-home pay, not gross salary. The number on the offer letter does not pay the bills. The amount entering the bank account does. Every major decision should be based on the lower number. Second, he must place a ceiling on fixed costs. Housing, car payments, insurance, debt minimums, and subscriptions should not automatically expand with every raise. Every fixed cost is a claim on future labor. Before adding a recurring payment, Michael should ask one question. Would I still want this obligation if my income dropped by 20%? If the answer is no, the upgrade may be buying status at the cost of freedom. Third, he should use the 50% raise rule. Whenever his take-home income increases, at least half of the increase should go toward investing, retirement, debt reduction, or cash reserves before his lifestyle learns to spend it. If his monthly take-home rises by $600, he should automatically move at least $300. Money his lifestyle never experiences is money he may never miss. This does not mean Michael must live miserably. He does not have to avoid every restaurant, vacation, or new car forever. The goal is not deprivation. The goal is control. He should spend intentionally on the things that genuinely improve his life while refusing to turn every achievement into another monthly obligation. Because the goal is not to look like a $100,000 earner, the goal is to become someone who could survive without the next paycheck. That is the real reason $100,000 does not feel like enough in 2026. It is a gross number competing against after-tax reality, elevated prices, expensive housing, transportation, lifestyle expectations, and endless comparison. But $100,000 is not useless. It can still be a powerful income when the gap between what you earn and what you owe is protected. A bigger paycheck can improve your life, but a wider gap can change it. And the moment that gap starts building real wealth, a completely different danger appears, because the decisions that help someone reach 7 figures can become the same decisions that destroy it. If you earn close to 6 figures, tell me in the comments, does $100,000 still feel like a rich salary where you live? Hit the like button and subscribe, because the next video exposes the $1 million trap nobody warns you about.